What's up, everybody? This is the Justice Empath, and I am here to do a reading. It has been a long time. Hello, 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 everybody. This reading is going to be for Leo. Leo, how are you? It is so good to see you, so good to be here. Leos, let's see what's going on with you guys. Leo, Leos. Leos. Leo, can I have Leo? There we go. All right, so something's finished, something's done, something has concluded, like to your benefit. All right, so something was resolved and you have a reason to celebrate. Six of Swords, yes, salvation, peace, rescue. Five of Wands. In the recent past, you were going through some type of struggle or conflict. Two of Swords here. I feel like here you surrendered. Okay, something is finished. You're going to be moving on to calmer waters because you surrendered something. This could have been like negative thoughts, or maybe you could have been arguing or fighting with somebody here in the distant past. What's coming in is the Seven of Swords. All right, so a conflict is done. This was all part of a strategy. Oh, wow, Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, so what's coming in for you is plan. It could be a tactical plan, a defense plan, or some type of strategy. I feel like you're going to get some type of mental clarity or some type of a download about, why you went through the things you went through in the past, or some type of competition, conflict, and or struggle here. Let's clarify the Three of Cups. All right, we do have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords. So that is seventh house energy. So partnerships, marriage, commitment, relationships. Okay, so maybe you all were married, or maybe you with the Queen of Swords, she's seen as a widow, an ex-wife. She could be seen as bitter, but the Queen of Swords always has good reason. She's wise, she's smart. She's not gonna play any games. And with the star right here at the bottom of beneath that, I just feel like you'll have a reason to celebrate and heal. Okay, so you're going to be given some type of strategy or some type of plan, some type of wisdom and insight, how you can take everything that you've been through, this conflict that has been concluded, when you have something to celebrate. Be happy. The tarot's telling you to be happy. Something is over. And with the Three of Cups, I feel like whatever it is going to work to your benefit. There will be some clarity coming in, communication, text, maybe some downloads about why you went through what you went through in a marriage, or an partnership, you know what I mean? But definitely something like that pertaining to a relationship with the with the Seven of Swords. Can we clarify the Six of Swords for Leo? Can we clarify the Six of Swords for Leo, please? Six of Swords for Leo. Oh, and we got one. The Moon. Yeah. So I feel like in your subconscious mind, I feel like you've let something go. And what is that? Let's take a look at what was indeed going on in the subconscious mind. What was going on in Leo's subconscious mind? Leo, you could have buried something in your subconscious mind. It could have been a memory or even just a trauma. But with the Six of Swords, I feel like you're moving on to a more peaceful state, okay? But definitely with the Moon, it's given subconscious mind. Especially here with the Nine of Swords at the bottom, okay? Definitely some type of trauma. This could be past life trauma, or this could just be trauma that you keep buried down in your mind. Look, the High Priestess sees the Queen of Swords again. All right. I feel like whatever it was in the past, if people want to call you bitter, or whatever, here we go. All right, so the Queen of Swords is with the Three of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords is with the Three of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay? So I feel like that something was done in the dark. That a deal was made. That a lot of stuff that you've been through in the past was planned. Okay, and the tarot is telling you that, back deep, deep in your subconscious mind, you knew that. I feel like you released it. I feel like you let it go. You made your peace with it. But the tarot is telling you here with your outcome and or your advice, with the Seven of Swords, take everything that you've learned from this experience, and upgrade your life, better yourself. This experience has been like a roadmap to show you how to navigate, in life. So develop your own strategy. Awareness here with the moon, where you were once unaware. Okay, with the Six of Swords, now you are aware. Now you can release whatever these traumas are that's in your subconscious mind, because you surrendered, because you surrendered. Now there's a strategy coming in for you. A strategy for you. This could be a legal defense strategy here. All right, so if you went through some things at the hands of other folks who made agreements and contracts in the dark without your knowledge, without your consent, maybe you need to, find you a lawyer here. Find you a lawyer, to restore. Yes, with the King of Swords, with the Five of Swords. Yeah, if you're thinking about talking to a lawyer, reaching out to a lawyer, talking about everything you went through, if some folks did some things against you in the dark to degrade you, break you down, with the King of Swords to the Queen of Swords, I feel like the tarot, the Queen of Swords twice. I feel like the tarot is telling you to, seek legal help, Seven of Swords. Come up with a strategy, if you feel like you were wronged, you might be due some compensation, but definitely here, reach out to a lawyer to get some clarity about this and see what your options are. It's done, but if this has affected your life or traumatized you in any way and blocked your forward movement here, okay, then I definitely think that you are due some compensation. So definitely start to come up with some type of legal strategy to defend yourself, and get compensation for whatever you've been through. Let's get a room for you, Leos. And Leo, you're deeper in the deck. You're deeper in the deck. Okay, so we got one. What do we have? Pick it up, you guys. Thoriza. Action, will, protection. Take action to protect yourself. I feel like you've already released it. You've already surrendered what you went through. It was hidden. We do have the Three of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Swords. What was done in the dark, I feel like you've gotten clarity about it. You released it. You're thinking about taking action. Maybe with the Star, you want some reparations here, okay? With the Five of Swords, because somebody degraded you, Some people did some things in the dark to degrade you, to break you down, Here you are. Here you are. Here you are. The Sun card, okay? The Sun card is the, Leo, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. King of Wands. Yeah. So that's ninth house energy, philosophy, higher education, learning, long distance travel. Okay, maybe here with the Sun and the King of Pentacles, maybe this is how you'll make money, by traveling, by telling your story. That is so powerful. So if you were a victim of some type of attack or some type of conflict or some type of targeting, the tarot is telling you to tell your story, and people want to hear your story. This could be a way that you can make money, but also this does speak about compensation. The King of Pentacles with the Sun, okay? Higher learning, long distance travel. This is also it speaks about travel. So maybe you are going to be like an influential speaker here. Okay, maybe you're going to be an influential speaker here when you tell your story, when you tell people about the things that you've been through. This is very powerful. A lot of people deal with this type of thing and they don't say anything. So I feel like for you to be that one to if you have a platform, to use that platform to spread awareness about the things that you've been through, and especially hooking up with a legal team to dig into this issue and this matter. I really see it putting you, protecting you from any type of nefarious behaviors moving forward. This has been your reading, Leos. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know in the comments if it resonated. You guys, I do have a TikTok. Find me on TikTok at Third Eye Vibrations. I do go live every night and answer yes or no questions, hypotheticals, any kind of questions that you guys may have. I do answer them. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.